It's always a special day when you wake up in the morning and your mind is made up that I will have a great day, that today is my day. We're claiming it. Welcome. Team No Excuses presents the Ray Lewis Show. It gets absolutely no better. If this is your first time, I always say it, buckle up. If you're always coming back, we appreciate you. I'm always super excited, seriously. Like this guy, the friendship that we've created over the years after the game is gone, he's just magical, man. I mean, his energy is just magical. And I don't want to wait no longer because when you watched him play, you knew it was game time. And every time he come on, it's game time. I'm talking about the great Michael Vick is back in the building. Vic, what's up, buddy?
What's up, big bro? all was well in my career until we ran into the Ravens.
You start that.
Every time we played y'all, man. Listen, the football gods was on my side. I only had to deal with Ed Reed and Cornell Brown and a bunch of other guys who was really good, but they won't Ray Lewis, man. It was great, though. Shout out to Ed Reed.
Yeah, absolutely. Bro, look, we got to catch up, man. What is going on in the league? What has shocked you so far going on in the league? Give me two storylines that you're looking at that's really shocked you right now.
One, I would have to say the Dallas Cowboys, because when you look at what they did last year and, you know, all the turmoil, all the trauma with that going down, the ups and downs, which is what it seemed like it became, I didn't expect them to bounce back the way they did this season. Now, I mean, maybe 6-2 around this time or, 5-2, would it suffice? In my mind. But to be 6-1 right now and then winning the last game with a backup quarterback and Cooper Rush, he did his thing. I thought that was remarkable. But just how they done gelled on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively, they are playing fast. Everybody look like they know where they're going. And when everybody's on the same page and it look like you know what you're doing or you know what you're doing, you can play your best football. So I would say that would be one. And two,
Stay there for a minute. Because Dallas has everything, right? They got two backs, they got a receiving core, they got a defense, right? I mean, and now you're talking about a backup quarterback with Dak resting. With Dak resting, bro, Dallas could be trouble. Dallas could be trouble late in the season.
Man, let me just say this, man. I watched Michael Parsons this past Sunday night, and just the way he play the game, what he brings to the table, like he a difference maker. It kind of remind me of not you, but just the presence of him on the defense. Like I would love to get your thoughts on him, in terms of how you feel about him and what he's doing for that defense.
Bro, it's his energy. Bro. And
crazy.
Crazy. When you have an energy bug like that, somebody that's always figuring it out, somebody that's always going, it's contagious.
Yeah, and you talking about him playing fast. He know where to line up. He know who to cover. He know what zone to be in. Like, he make tackles. Like, that's what you want to see. That's the natural progression in the NFL we want to see for players.
That's it, bro. He is, I'm telling you, his light is really bright, bro. I mean, I like his motor. His motor is everything. Yeah. That's kind of what I pay attention to him. I'm telling you, the Cowboys going to be tough, bro. They're going to be really tough. Down the line. Keep going.
I also say you might not like this because this was one of your rivals on a consistent basis twice a year. The Cincinnati Bengals, man, the AFC North, looking like new money, even though they lost last week to the Jets.
They lost.
I don't know how they bro. Like, come on, man. You love for real. They knocked y'all off, and then they lost to the Jets. I'm like, that don't make no sense. So. I like what they've built. I like what they've become. I think everybody's buying into Zach Taylor's plan on the offensive, defensive side of the ball. And, of course, the next 5 or 6 weeks is the most important stretch of everybody on that team's career because it can dictate their playoff fate. But I just like the Cincinnati Bengals as a whole. Coach Dave Wanstead, he warned me early in the year. Cincinnati got a good defense, and I didn't believe it. I didn't buy it. Mm-hmm. I said last week, you got to see it to believe it, and I kind of saw it. But damn, then they let us down against the Jets. So I'm going to watch this team over the next couple of games just to see the progression.
Bro, how good is Chase right now for the Bengals? I
mean, Jamar Chase looked like Odell Beckham when Odell first came in the league. The unstoppable force. Yeah. And that's what he is. Odell was paired with Eli. Eli knew how to use him. Yeah. Eli knew how to get him the ball in space. And it seems like Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow has that same connection right now. And it's the reason they're gelling. I mean, obviously playing at LSU together only helps. But you got to give credit to the guys upstairs for creating that parity, bringing them together. Like, yo, that was smart. That was genius. Maybe more general managers, and I'm not trying to tell nobody how to do their job, but try to pair guys together, only if it makes sense. I understand that part.
Right. Halfway through the season, who's your AFC favorite and who's your NFC favorite?
Halfway through the season, my AFC favorite prior to Derrick Henry going down would have been the Titans right now. Ooh. And I probably said some things about the Titans throughout the first 8 weeks, but it was deemed necessary. So, you know, on my platform, what I want to say, I can say what I want about any team and their ailments and what they're not doing well.
Right.
That's my prerogative. Right. But everything is subject to change. So I would have said Tennessee, but now I'm going to say the favorite is Buffalo until somebody prove otherwise.
Yeah.
In the AFC.
Yeah.
AFC. Favorite is Buffalo.
NFC. Ooh.
NFC.
Ooh.
I will say right now Arizona, because it's nothing that they're doing wrong. Really? Like they one play away from being under. If AJ Green just get the signal, AJ thought it was run clearly.
Right.
He thought so. He went to block the defensive back. Right. If he looked back and catch that, because there was the perfect ball.
Right.
They beat the Green Bay Packers. I take nothing away from the Packers and what they've done. Dallas, the Rams, etc. Bucks, but the Arizona Cardinals right now, I feel like if they lined up against anybody, they're gonna beat them. Now they'll get the Cowboys fits too. It's gonna be a great playoff match. So we got to get together at the crib, at the spot in the backyard, and have us a nice playoff extravaganza. You already know.
We gotta do it. We gotta do it, bro. Listen to this. Aaron Rodgers. You got to explain to me the mastery of Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
The mastery of walking to the line and being able to put his offense in the right call, in the right situation, without having his top two receivers.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, have Green Bay started to make this shift, to make this run? Can Green Bay make this run?
Yeah, I just think when you have, 16 years of experience, not just in this offense, and for Aaron, this is his third year in Matt LaFleur's offense, which he's gotten better and better each and every year, look more comfortable. Even in the first year, they still went to the NFC Championship game, I want to say. Mm-hmm. But being with Mike McCarthy all those years, you see what Mike is doing with Dak, just having all that football knowledge and experience, it shows at the right moments when he walks to the offensive line and, the opposing team try to give him a look that he's never seen or he's seen it before. He watches enough film to know how to beat this defense. You can only do a couple of different things, but you can disguise and you can blitz from a bunch of different ways and disguise coverages. That's okay. But in the end, something has to be definitive. We in 3, we in 4, we in, we in 6. I ain't gonna try to teach the game, but when you can figure it out, we still need tips. You still got to have, some type of indication that this is coming. And I think Aaron does that well. And then to have 2 receivers out and still go in and win the game, it says a lot about the practice squad and those guys on that practice squad paying attention, staying ready, and being talented. So that is a credit to what's going on upstairs, who's in the building, who's scouting, and Aaron Rodgers and the players staying hungry. Like you up next attitude, mentality. You know how that go. We always tell the guy when the starter go to, hey man, it's an opportunity for you and it's about who up next.
Yeah, they got a two-headed monster too running the football behind Aaron too.
Oh yeah, no doubt. And I like Aaron Jones.
Aaron
that
Jones.
kid, I'm drawing a blank. Dylan. Call him Downhill Dylan. He going downhill. He going downhill.
That's a big boy.
He's a big boy. Hey, he running with force. He running with force, kid.
Green Bay, I'm just saying, I'm watching the setup, Green Bay. But the next team that I just really want, because this trade deadline just passed yesterday.
Yeah, I know where you're going.
Von Miller?
Oh, I ain't expect that. But yeah, let's talk Von.
Von Miller to the Rams? Hold on, Vic. You gotta come on, wait. So Von Miller on one side, Leonard Floyd on another, Aaron Donald in the middle. What? You're never blitzing again, and they barely blitz anyway.
Yeah, they barely blitz, and now people don't understand who that's going to impact. I think you know, but Jalen Ramsey,
wow,
is. I mean, he'll go to the Pro Bowl for the next 4 or 5 years if they keep Von Miller just on the edge. Because I don't see Von Miller slowing down. I think he's still a presence, and obviously, when you've been with an organization for so long and you experienced the ups and downs like Vaughn experienced in Denver, he's entitled to move on, right now. And I accept that because we've seen great players move on in their latter years to be effective somewhere else. So Von Miller has the liberty to do that, and I respect that. But, man, he went and paired up with Aaron Donald. Like, come on, man. I mean, instantly I thought about the Bucs when that happened. Like, man, they gave Tom Brady fits, and they could see Tom down the road, and it could be in the same building. But now it's going to be Aaron Donald with Von Miller on the edge. And explain that, man. It's tough, man. It's tough. That was great by the organization to make that move, though. I'm
talking football. They got a second and a third round pick for Von Miller. And what I'm seriously saying is, you can take any defense, right? You can take any defense of the last 10, 15 years. The most dominant defenses historically has always been defenses that can rush 4 men and get to the quarterback.
Yeah, explain that to me, because you seemed a little hype about that.
Yeah,
rush 4, no blitz.
Because it changes the game, right? If you're playing against an Aaron Rodgers, if you're playing against a Tom Brady, right? The one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to give them a pre-snap read, right?
Okay.
You don't want them to identify you're in the cover 1, you're in the cover 3, right? If you're in the cover 1, you're in the cover 3. I got to come back, I got to curl, I got to hitch, I got to out, I got to right. So all of those options, but when you can rush 4 men and drop 7,
okay,
right?
It's a lot of bodies.
The mathematics change because so the mentality is on a defense is, when you can rush 4, there's something that we say in our meeting rooms is stop the run on the way to the pass, right? So one of the things that you have to be conscious about, the depth of the running back, the threat of the running back, right? Where's the running back? Your linebackers. You talking about all this because you're weak in the box, because you're not with an 8-man box. You're with a 7-man, right? So naturally you check to a run, because you're in a 7-man box. But bro, when you're able to just rush 4 and drop 7, it's the one coverage Brady and all of the great quarterbacks, they don't like zone. It's because you have to nickel and dime zone, right?
That's what happened when you got a great linebacker on the other side, man. I would have picked your brain and ran to my offensive coordinator and said, you got to talk to Ray. This is what we got to do. This is what defenses don't like. That's why you win championships, man. It's the football knowledge, man, that you just explained right there.
Oh, it's what's so we was talking about this on the show yesterday. on Paramount, Inside the NFL, and it was interesting because the question was why is the offensive side of the ball moving so fast, but the defensive side of the ball from the linebacker on back, it's like because rules and everything has changed so much. Demario Davis may be the last true hunter. I mean, I'm about hunter now, like beast linebacker position. That's a straight animal. He's just a beast, freaking animal, bro. I just love the way he played the game. Yeah. But when you think about our defensive players, 90% of the time, you're always thinking about a D lineman, right? Because you're thinking about sacks. Right? Yeah. Right? Remember, when we was playing, Vic, you had generals, you had people, you had the junior Seau's, you had people who knew the game mentally. Right. So now you had to change the way you play, and now it's different. Now it's starting to change a little bit, and that's why I'm saying there's not a lot of teachers on the field no more, right? It's like right on the field, coach. Look, I know the defense just like you. I know the offense just like you. So if I make this check, you got to trust me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's the trust that you. That's why so many defenses get stuck in defenses that no matter how well they play it, they can't stop the play. And Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady.
Do you think we need more coaches who played the game coaching? Do you think that translates well to the staff?
Yeah, because I think what we have to start seeing, definitely from a defensive perspective, is you have to start giving somebody has to take more ownership, right? Because if they don't take ownership of the defense, it's one thing about when I played against Peyton and Brady, right? The one thing that the coaches knew was you got to give me the ability. If they put us in a bad situation and we know we're outnumbered, you got to give me ability to check that. Like if you give me, if you trust me to know what I'm doing, then you're just saying, oh, just run a cover 3, just run a cover 1. I can't stop a back shoulder fade if you give me a cover 1, right? I can't stop that. So it's teams and in certain situations that on how you disguise a defense. That's what made me and Ed Reed so good, right? I would look at Ed and I would say, look, don't show it until 10 seconds. Until 10 seconds on that clock. Why? Because from a quarterback, you can't change the play after 10 seconds on the play. Yeah. So I'm just telling you, like me, I'm starting to get into the science of who has the advantage going into the playoffs. I think if the Rams see the Bucs, the Rams are going to have to rush forward and they're going to have to get after them. The problem on the flip side of that, because of what Matthew Stafford is doing over there with Cooper Kupp, you take them against Tampa's secondary, who's okay, but now you got to put the ownership on Tampa's front. Right. So I'm telling you, like, these matchups are so freaking crazy going into the season. And remember, we got 17 games.
Yeah, right? We got one extra.
That one extra, right? And that's a big thing. So,
I love hearing you talk defense, man. I can sit here and listen to you talking all day. And the quarterbacks that you played with, man, I know y'all had good relationships because you can learn so much. And the reason I asked you that question about players coaching is because we've seen it all. And we've seen so much and we've learned so much. Our coaches asked us to learn so much that the knowledge with the talent comes together, and then it's easy to go teach it to somebody else. Yeah. Or how to, get indicators or, how to anticipate, what's coming. That's what the game is, man. That's championship level football. That's next level football. Ultimate pros.
Which is why I'm just putting it out there because you told me, which is why you want to get into coaching, right? Because that right? Yeah. Like that's something that the world should know, that Michael Vick wants to get, because you have a very unique outlook on the game. There's certain people that excel. Look, they can say what they want to say. I'm telling you, future Hall of Famer, bro. Like we gotta put what you did for the game, Vic, is what kids need. And now all of these new running quarterbacks, right? The Kyler Murrays, the Russell Wilsons, the Lamar Jacksons, Bro, it was the Michael Vick before.
You know what I feel?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and you know what I feel, Ray, is that these kids coming out of college not getting the proper quarterback coaching. And I ain't taking nothing away from guys in the way they teach the game. Look, you know, a lot of them guys, they never played on a pro level. So how you going to teach a young man who's going pro how to become a pro? Okay, you can teach footwork and you can teach, you know, the things that you do know, but it's different. It hits different when you been in those situations and you know, like, all right, man, these are the techniques. So these are the next levels of what the linebackers are going to do. It's another level. And I talk about coaching because I get tired of seeing young kids suffer and struggle for the most craziest reasons, for reasons that's not even, you know, super important in terms of like progression. Like it's so easy. Like you got to break it down, and it's not about footwork. You know, build the speed, build the knowledge, and then learn that system, and then go play, man. So like down the road, man, we definitely gonna change the outlook of the game of football, man, and how it's played.
Yeah, let's just have fun with it, man.
Yeah, no doubt.
So if I'm gonna ask you this halfway through, let me just get it out now. Give me your Super Bowl picks. Halfway through.
Oh my God, I can't. I mean, I can give you a bracket.
Give me a bracket.
I can give you a bracket. Now, come playoff time, I'll sing a different tune. I'll make a prediction for you. But right now, I'm gonna go 3-3. I'm gonna go 4 teams in the NFC and 4 teams in the AFC.
Okay, go ahead. I'm right now. Go ahead.
And then they go match up, you know, and they're gonna go, you know, head to head, toe to toe.
Okay, here we go.
So my NFC bracket, I'm gonna go Dallas, Green Bay, Arizona.
Okay.
Tampa. And then the Rams, 5.
Arizona.
And then, because we're the midway point, so we give kudos to the teams who, you know, making it do what it do right now. In the AFC, Buffalo, I still believe in Tennessee with the addition of Adrian Peterson because they got the monsters outside. They got the horses outside. And hopefully Julio Jones get healthy.
And AP downhill. He downhill.
Yeah. He ran really well last year. For all the people watching, go check the film.
Yeah.
AP ran hard last year. So Tennessee, I'm throwing the Ravens.
Ravens, okay.
Cincinnati.
The Bengals.
I'm throwing Cincinnati in there. I expect them to hold on.
All
Let me retract that.
No, go ahead.
And then it's a toss-up.
One more.
Thinking Pittsburgh.
Thinking
Pittsburgh get in, man. I think they finding something over there. Big Ben coming up out of that shell.
Big Ben, maybe his last year.
Yeah, it may be his last year, so I think Big Ben going to enjoy this stretch, man. He going to let it all hang out. So, no, that's my 5-5 right there. That's my top 10, the league's finest. You know, a couple teams trying to sneak in there.
Yeah.
But got to earn it. You got to earn it.
I love it. We will address this in a few weeks. But, brother, I'm telling you, man, seriously, bro, I am so excited every time you come on, man, because I just wish people can understand your greatness, really understand your greatness.
They will. They will in time, in due time.
Oh, I'm telling you the things that we
in due time.
I'm
due time
that we are learning each other like this because it's really good. The great Michael Vick, game time. Anytime, game time, I got to call Michael Vick, the number 7, the man with the
you better get me on the line. I'm always available.
God bless you, brother. I love you, man. I'll see you later.
Love you too.
All right, bro. Oh man, checking in. I tell you, the season is picking up. It's picking up, and this is when things get exciting. What's been going on in my world? Everything we spoke about last week. We spoke about grabbing that moment, right? And a lot of comments were really good last week. So I just want to make sure I hit on that because listening to people understand that what we was talking about being still, you got a lot of comments about mindfulness, right? Like really understanding what are you trying to do? And we had a lot of like really interesting places. Go to the library and go to different places, right? On the water and just get away from it. And we talked about being still. And this week, of course, checking in, going into championship mentality. Coach won't be here this week. We just kind of readjusting. Life gets busy. We moving, schedules changing, all this different thing. But championship mentality this week, we was talking, and it's really time to refocus, right? It's time to take time to refocus. You know, a lot of times we get into our lives and it's fast and it's moving and it becomes a routine. But a lot of times we never stop to refocus. Well, I think one of the greatest abilities I had even in playing the game with how busy my life became was I was able to stop every day and refocus. And one of the ways you have to do that is, listen to me, you can't start the next chapter of your life if you keep rereading the last one. Like you hear people sometimes they're stuck in reading that last chapter. They stuck in what somebody said about them back then. They're stuck in what somebody done to them. But the next chapter, that's where the excitement is. That's where you pour everything into, let me get to this next chapter. Because if the plan doesn't work, change the plan, but don't change the mission. See, a lot of times we get so frustrated with life, sometimes we forget the mission. The mission should never change. Your plan has to change. And you have to keep working it and keep working it. That's why refocus is so key here today on understanding what you need to refocus on. If you don't like what you see, then guess what? It's time to refocus. If you don't like what you look like, if you don't like what you feel like, if you don't like your financial situation, if you don't like the people you hang around, then what do you think it's time to do? It's time to change it. It's time to get refocused. Think about how much time we're spending doing all of these things and wasting all of these moments. Listen to me carefully. Every new day, we must refocus to see the beauty of the moment. If you don't refocus, you miss too many moments. We put days, right? People got calendars and we count days. Oh, this day I gotta be here. This day I gotta be there. That day I gotta be there. Listen to something that we're doing. We're putting days before moments. So how will you ever capture the moment if you put days before moments? Because days turns into weeks, weeks turns into months, months turn into years. And all of this time has went by and you haven't captured one moment in life. To refocus, sometimes truly, and I think this is what sometimes separates pathfinders and trailblazers. Sometimes the difference between success and failure is the ability to refocus. Sometimes we all lose our way. And that's why last week was about being still enough so you can be present. But what is true success? What is true failure? It's the ability to not stay the same. It's the ability to transition in the midst of pain. A lot of times, a lot of things are being said, right? A lot of people are talking. You're strolling through social media But what makes you stop to refocus in life? What does trauma, does pain, does worry, does fear, what makes you refocus? I tell you what makes, one of the things that makes me refocus is every day, I'm always trying to figure out a way to reinvent myself. I'm always trying to figure out a way to not only refocus, but really rededicate my energy to what I know will make me happy. Today is one of those days. And I want you to write down 3 to 5 things. And I love the comments. Please keep sending the comments, because mindfulness and everything that we're talking about, it makes sense. It all makes sense. But we have to share more with each other. And we have to keep sharing, and we have to keep challenging each other. Last week was about being still. I have not went back to my old ways yet, and I'm not going back. I'm not wasting time. I'm just being honest. This is just me being brutally honest. I'm not wasting time just scrolling through watching what everybody else is doing. Too busy. I got things to do. I got visions that I want to get accomplished. Well, someone may have lost their vision. Someone may have lost their passion. Someone may be in a bad place. This week, write down 3 to 5 things that you need to refocus on. Whether it's your health, whether it's your crowd, whether it's your financial situation, or maybe just what do you want to do? It's time to refocus. So I'm gonna round up by simply saying, and just give you one last takeaway. The reason why I appreciate Coach and the brotherhood that we have is accountability is everything in any relationship. But integrity and character puts you in a place to where every day you have to stand up and be who you are. When you refocus to zero in on your goals, I told you before, let the plan change a few times, 1,000 times, but never forget the mission. Today is one of those days. This week is one of those weeks. Refocus and grab your energy back all over again and recreate this powerful thrust of change just because you have the ability to do it. God bless you. Thank you for joining me this week. We will be back next week. But remember, don't forget the mission, no matter what you do. God bless you. Take care.